I just had this overwhelming sense of like mama bear mode. Like I just felt like I needed to just reevaluate a lot of things, like friendships, just different things that I was doing and different mindsets, and like who did I want to be for my future child. And so with that, like just right away I just instantly went into this mood of like I need to protect my peace, I need to protect my heart. And there were people in my life that I always thought would be there for me and would always be super close to me, especially during this time of pregnancy. But like something just shifted. Like I just was moving different, thinking different, just feeling different, like all around. And I just had this like different sense of confidence. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be filming this video for you guys. This is going to be my first trimester pregnancy recap. I am currently 19 weeks and a few days today. I will actually be 20 weeks this coming Wednesday. I'm a few weeks late on getting this video finally recorded, but either which way, first trimester it's came, it saw, it's conquered. So better late than never is kind of how I feel. And right now, as a lot of people know, it's kind of a crazy time that we're in with COVID-19 and everything else. So low-key, I have just been kind of procrastinating putting myself together because I've just been getting things done around the house, haven't really put any makeup on or had to, and we've just been doing a lot of yard work and different things like that. So it's been a procrastination fest, definitely on my part, on getting this video uploaded. So super excited to be filming this. In this video, we'll be talking a little bit more about what happened during my first trimester. This is my first pregnancy, so a lot of the stuff is super new to me. And so I want to be able to share my experience, what's happened to me personally, and maybe, another woman out there can relate to some of my signs and symptoms. So I'm just going to stop babbling, jump right into it. If you're interested in knowing more about my first trimester, definitely continue to watch the video. In the meantime, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Alright, let's jump right into it. So, on December 24th, we found out that we were pregnant. Per my app at that time, I was about 3 weeks and 6 days when we found out. So we found out on Christmas Eve, which was such an amazing Christmas gift. Like every time I think about it, I'm just like, oh, it was just so precious and like so exciting. And my husband and I, we had been trying. We started trying the month previously, and we did not conceive. And so the fact that the next month when we did actually conceive, it happened to be Christmas Eve, which was such a blessing and so exciting. Speaking of husband, he's currently calling me right now and ruining my video. So please hold. Babe, I'm trying to... Alright, so yeah, we found out when it was Christmas Eve of 2019, and I was 3 weeks and 6 days when we had found out that we were expecting. I will leave a link to that video up above of us finding out the our pregnancy announcement, which was super exciting. So yeah, some of my symptoms that I was feeling during this time, like before I actually found out that I was expecting, was some tender boobs. But my boobs do get tender when I am about to get my period, but this time they just felt like a little different. They just felt like more supple and just like juicier. I know it's TMI, but they did. And I was feeling like this like gas, like bloating feeling. Now that I look back, I'm pretty sure I felt when the baby had like implanted, because there was one night I remember telling my husband, I was like, oh my god, like it felt like this big like stomach cramp, and it like I couldn't move for like 10 minutes, and I was just like, what is this? You know that feeling when you have like an air bubble or something like that. Like that's what it felt like in my stomach, and it was kind of painful, but it went away after about like 10-15 minutes. I was like, oh, all right, whatever. I don't know what that is, but like I said, after I did some research, I see now that that was actually probably the baby implanting, which is really cool and crazy. My thoughts during this time was I was honestly like so in shock. And I wrote down that it felt so surreal. We were headed to Sheboygan to celebrate Christmas with Brandon's family, and they'll be the first people to know. And I felt like I couldn't keep the secret like the entire week because I knew we would be there for like a week or so before we came back to Minnesota to see like my family. And so I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna not tell anybody? But yeah, it was just such a surreal feeling. I was still so early, along. And, for me personally, I know, a lot of women, they are not able to conceive as quickly as we were able to conceive. And so I just had this mindset that it was gonna take at least a few months, and I was just prepared for that. So I actually was very shocked when I did see a positive on the pregnancy test the second month of trying. Now, I had previously had my IUD in, that was back in July, and so I took my IUD out, and then I actually had started to take prenatals, but my husband and I were still practicing safe sex, and we weren't trying at that point. And so we didn't actually start trying, like I said, until November. So we waited a few months because I wanted my body to just get used to getting back on a normal rhythm before we actually started trying. So yeah, that's kind of why I was just like so shocked and just like didn't actually believe that it was true, because it just happened so quickly. And I'm so thankful, and I'm so appreciative to God that he was able to bless us with such a blessing and such a short amount of time, because I do feel, and I have so much empathy for women who are wanting a child and trying and aren't successful, as soon as we are. So I do appreciate that, or I am cognizant of that, and realize that it doesn't always happen for everybody. So I'm just so thankful, and we feel so blessed that we're able to even have a baby so soon. So that's kind of how I was feeling just that whole entire time, like, holy crap, like, this is real, like, this is legit happening, like, I'm actually gonna be somebody's mom, like, what? And I was also just kind of feeling very emotional during this time. I just had this overwhelming sense of like mama bear mode. Like, I just felt like I needed to just reevaluate a lot of things, like friendships, just different things that I was doing, and different mindsets, and like, who did I want to be for my future child. And so with that, like, just right away, I just instantly went into this mood of like, I need to protect my peace, I need to protect my heart. And there were people in my life that I always thought would be there for me and would always be super close to me, especially during this time of pregnancy. But like, something just shifted. Like, I just was moving different, thinking different, just feeling different, like, all around. And I just had this like different sense of confidence where I'm like, I don't want to be surrounded around people who just bring negativity and gossip and just aren't really being truly positive and looking for the best in other people. I just really wanted to be surrounded around people who were supportive and genuinely like loved me for me, and I didn't feel like I had to like put up this like facade or mask. And so yeah, I just had like a lot of different like emotional changes and thoughts of like who I was and what I wanted to be and how I wanted to show up in this world, especially for my unborn child. And I think, the hormones were definitely pumping through my body, but at the same time, it was time to make these changes. But finding out that we were pregnant just almost made it like, okay, you need to do it now. Like, make these changes now because you have a baby on the way. So January 27th, I was 8 weeks and 5 days. That is when we had our first ultrasound. Doctor's appointment. 8-week checkup. We saw our little baby moving.
Good.
He's like...
It looked like a little fish.
It looked like a frog. So... Crazy. We can find out the gender in like 10 days.
Like next week, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Just really crazy. But I don't know. Maybe we'll go in when I'm 12 weeks. I might as well do it at 12 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no reason to like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that so stupid with gender. We won't be able to meet the baby for another.
Yeah, it'll come when it comes, it'll be what it is, but yeah.
September 2nd.
Crazy.
And we got to see the baby's heartbeat. We did not hear the heartbeat at this ultrasound. The clinic that I go to, if you get a ultrasound, like you get to see it, they'll like tell you what the heartbeat is at that, and they don't feel like it's necessary to also listen to it unless you're not getting an ultrasound and you're just meeting with your midwife or OBGYN. Then they'll do like the Doppler and you can like actually hear the heartbeat. So yeah, we didn't hear the heartbeat at that time, but we did get to see the baby, and at this point we saw it like wiggling a little bit, and that was just so crazy. Yeah, we got to see the baby wiggle, and that was just so surreal. Like, my eyes got teared up, like Brandon got a little teary-eyed too, and it was just like, wow, this is real. Because at this point, so for 5 weeks, we were just going based off of this pregnancy test, and like there was a period in time there where I'm like, again, I just didn't actually believe it. So I was like, I felt fine. I wasn't feeling any like symptoms. I didn't feel like throwing up or like anything like that. So I'm like, am I really pregnant? Is this a joke? So like I took another pregnancy test like halfway through finding out, and then going to our first doctor's appointment because I'm like, this doesn't feel real. So it was really cool to be able to get that heartbeat confirmed and to see the baby actually wiggling in there, and it was just like crazy. At that point, the heartbeat was 176. You know, I don't believe, I know that stuff is all old wives' tales, but it's still fun. At this point, I'm like, ooh, it's 176. Maybe we're having a girl. Like, I don't know. But it was really cool to see that. My weight starting out, I was 144 pounds when we went to that first ultrasound, and I have been kind of documenting and keeping track of my weight just to see like how much I gained during this pregnancy as well. So yeah, at that ultrasound, I feel, and I still do, think that we're having a girl. We actually find out the gender next week, April 16th. So I'm just like so excited. I cannot wait. It's been like the longest 20 weeks of my entire life. Okay, so like I said, I was feeling totally fine at this point. Like, I was very exhausted. That was one thing. One of my main pregnancy symptoms was pure exhaustion. Like, I would wake up, brush my teeth, be ready for a nap, and I would be knocked out for like 3 hours, and then I would get up, eat something, and then be knocked out again. And so, as most of you guys know, I have my own business, and so I was really struggling emotionally with being pregnant and knowing that I am bringing life into this world, but I also had to stay motivated and like grow my business. And so I was really having a tough time. This was like a period where I almost went into like a pre-pregnancy depression. I definitely was experiencing that because I just felt so lazy. I just felt like I don't want to do anything. Like, I didn't want to like brush my hair. I didn't want to get dressed, like almost kind of how I feel right now, but that's a whole different reason. But like, I didn't want to do anything. I'm like, what is wrong with me? And I knew like it was the pregnancy, but I just wasn't prepared for how exhausted I was going to feel and like how guilty I would feel about not doing the things that I knew I needed to do. So I finally got to a point where I'm like, I needed to just take a break and relax and just mentally not put that stress and pressure on myself. So ladies, if you feel that way during your pregnancy, if you're feeling like I should be doing more, because I've been that type of person where I'm like, I need to be doing something. And I really feel like that was a time and a period where God was like, I just need you to rest. I need you to take care of your baby. I need you to take care of yourself. Like, your body's changing, and it is okay to take some time off and just like relax and rest. And so once I kind of finally got that through to myself, that I wasn't a big old bump on the log, it got a lot better. So yeah, like the whole first trimester, it was just like exhaustion. Like I said, I didn't puke, I didn't have any like nausea or like anything like that. It was just constantly tired, like all the time. Like I could sleep all day and then have a full night's rest. By February 6th, I started to feel some sciatic nerve pain. So as the baby is developing, there is like some nerves that get a little bit like irritated and like feels like there's some pressure on it. So I would feel it in like my lower half, like at night. And so when I would try to like roll over or change positions, I would just feel like this like sharp pain kind of running down like my butt / like thigh. And I'm like, oh my God, what is that? I was definitely feeling that sciatic nerve pain. And we had taken our pregnancy announcement photos with our friends Chelsea and Dan, which I'm so grateful and thankful for them. I will insert a couple of those pictures right now. So that was super exciting. The plan was to announce on social media that we were expecting on Valentine's Day. So that is what we did, was we announced on Valentine's Day. So we did take the pictures like a week or so beforehand. And one other thing that I was having during my first trimester was vivid dreams. Like every single night I was either getting murdered or like some weird stuff was happening. Like all of my dreams were just so weird and twisted and like dark and like terrifying. Like there was nights where I would sleep with a towel on the bed because I would just wake up drenched in sweat every single night. I'm like, all right, what's it gonna be now? Like I don't know what I'm gonna dream up this night. And that has since decreased in my second trimester, but first trimester, that was no joke. Every single night, those dreams were so vivid. I never had any dreams about like the baby per se, or like what the gender was or anything. They were just dreams about like everyone and their mom. Like if I've known you or met you at any point in my life, I probably had a dream about you during this time of my pregnancy. Valentine's Day, we announced that we were pregnant. And then at 12 weeks, we had our 12-week doctor's appointment. And my mom actually came with me and saw the baby for the first time. The heartbeat at this appointment was 179. And we also got to meet my midwife that would be able or most likely to deliver the baby. We did not find out the gender. We were going to wait until the 20-week scan. We were trying to measure like the baby's neck to make sure like didn't have like Down syndrome or anything like that, but they were not able to do so because the baby was just like moving around, dancing. At one point like it like turned and like almost looked like it like waved at us. It was just so cute. And it's every time I go and see the ultrasounds, I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe you're inside of me and I just love you so much. So I'm just so excited for our next ultrasound because the baby's gonna be so much bigger then. And at this ultrasound I weighed 147, so I had increased about 3 pounds more from 8 to 12 weeks. So in about a month, I gained about 3 more pounds. And then the next 12 to 13 weeks, I was starting to get some really bad like headaches in the evening time or like at night. And I don't really get headaches or anything like that. So that was just kind of like, okay, this is weird. And good thing they only came usually at night. So I would just be like, all right, time for bed. I'm calling it a night. And so that was pretty much the main thing that I was feeling towards the end of first trimester. I was still drinking tons of water. So yeah, that was pretty much it. So overall, I would say like my pregnancy in general has been very like amazing. Like I haven't puked, I haven't felt anything like that. I've just been super hungry. I eat everything that's in sight. The only thing that I've had one slight like food aversion to has been sweet potatoes, but now all I crave is just like normal potatoes, like russet potatoes, like cut up in french fries, mashed, like it doesn't matter. I just want like potatoes, and there's like, I'm so addicted. But I used to be super addicted to like sweet, like savory sweet potatoes, but now like the smell of them and the thought of them is like ugh. But that's literally the only thing I can think of. So yeah, that's pretty much my first trimester. I'm just so thankful that this baby has been making it super easy for me and hasn't been giving me too much hell. And now things are just moving along. I can't believe I'm already in the second trimester, and it's just like time is flying by. Before we know it, it's going to be September 2nd, and this baby will be here either before or after that time frame. So yeah, I'm just really excited that I was able to finally sit down and document this, because I want to keep this for my memories. And also, like I said, if there's any other moms to be out there who are expecting, or if you're just like interested in this type of stuff, I know I would watch first trimester videos before we conceived, just because it's interesting to know like what are other people's journeys like. And I wanted to be able to share my experience and keep this for the memories. But anyways, that's all I have. I will be sure to film my second trimester update as well as my third trimester once those times come. Keep a lookout for some upcoming videos. Probably next you'll be seeing the gender reveal, so I'm super excited about that. If you guys have any questions about pregnancy, first trimester, if you have any tips or anything like that, definitely make sure you leave those in the comments below. We'd love to kind of start a little community here with all my future moms to be. I guess now what you guys have probably all been waiting for, a little bump shot. So I will show you, and again, this is, this is 20 or almost 20 weeks right now. So I don't know if you can see that. Let's maybe come right here. But yeah, and like my Lina Negra, it has formed. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, there goes my little bump. It's growing. It's growing. And this dress used to fit me a lot differently. So yeah, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you all in my next video. See ya.